Hey, good morning, everybody. It's almost like I haven't talked with y'all in a while. Woo. Anyway, it is Monday. We are on our way to Lebanon Baptist Church to put in place this, to test out this SDI splitter. Maybe pull one new cable from the source into pastor's office, and then hopefully we should be done.
Right.
He sent me a message talking about he wants to revisit the cables up under the church, so I thought I didn't have to go back under there, so I'm dressed appropriately. But anyway, let's get the day started. So we are here. I was sitting here for a little bit, but I looked up and noticed the light is on inside the church. So I'm gonna go check it out and see, and then bring in all my stuff, and then let's see what we need to work on. All right, so pretty much to start with Pastor, what we're gonna do is this cable, we're gonna come up and over here, and then right here, and then we're gonna run this straight until we line up with here. Drop this down to the floor and then run it, and then we should be good to go. But what I'm doing now is turning on the TVs, turning the camera on, and then want to solve this SDI issue. We have the Blackmagic SDI box here, which is going to go up here, and I also got a USB plug so that it will go up there and have an extra outlet to plug in everything. So this should work up here. All right, so we're getting a signal here. Now let's test the other TVs. Now because we have that SDI splitter there, I am gonna run a direct line from there back to pastor's office, and we'd be able to check that out from here. But first thing we need to see is, do we get a signal? And I can't remember if I disconnected this stuff here or not. This is the kids' room here. Trying to see, do we get something? All right, so nothing. I need to go upstairs and make sure everything is connected. And we'll check from there. All right, so we got this one conduit here, but we ran into a little problem. Because of the gap in between that window, I could only do a 1-inch conduit, and this is entirely too tight for this. Now, maybe if there was a deeper conduit that would have worked, but this doesn't work. So right now I took out the SDI cable because ultimately we're going to add another one of these for the front camera, and the idea is this is going to do over another conduit right over top of this here, and it's going to run this way. But as of right now, we're just putting the Ethernet in this conduit, and then I'm going to temporarily tack this one down right here. And again, no one's really going to notice that from back here. I had to take the pew out so I can get behind there, and it looks like there's not enough slack. Well, actually, there it is. I thought I didn't have enough slack in here, because now I need to do the exact same thing. Now, one problem is when I was cutting this out, I thought this was kind of just molding. This is a solid piece of wood going all the way through, so my Dremel did not work. But that's all I got right now. I'm gonna have to do this again for the TV. So that's what we're getting ready to work on. All right, so I got as much as I got that I could do here, but I actually ran out of conduit. So I don't have enough to go down to the base and come across. I need a T junction right there. I got enough to go up the side here, not enough across the top, and enough to come down. and I still need to go over to there. It looks like I'm gonna have to do a jack as much as I didn't want to do, because I thought I pulled enough cable. I don't know what it is. Maybe it got caught up in the loop up there, but it's so tight inside the conduit, I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to try and fish as much as I possibly can through what I have, and either I am going to cut the cable there and put like maybe a box right here, and then do another extension that goes all the way over. Or actually, now I think about it, I might cut the cable and then put a big enough box right here and do 4 couplers right there, and put them inside of there, so that'll be easy, enough space for all of that, and then run it over. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to probably go back under and get some additional cables, because I'm gonna need to do another coupler up under there. Most likely I won't do that. I will most likely put another box right there so that I don't have to climb back under. I can put a box there, cut enough cable to where I can put it right here, then do an extension, 4 new lines from right here up and around, and then back to right here. But again, there's not enough conduit for that. I even went to Lowe's this morning and they were out of the 1 inch. So I'm gonna have to go to a different Lowe's and come back. But this honestly is easy compared to everything else. So what I'm gonna do is pack this up and then try and tackle what is going on with the other signals going to the back of the room. What I'm gonna do is probably pull enough cable to where I can run it down the hallway and then connect to it, and then see if that works. If it does work, then I'm gonna tape that off, pull that up into the attic, and then go from there. All right, I have no idea what is going on. I'm not getting any signal at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull 2 new lines all the way down the hallway without them being up in the walls anywhere, and just see, do I get a connection that way? Yeah, I'm kind of stumped on this one, but let's go ahead and pull this and see where we go. All right, so trying to figure this problem out. First off, this TV is working, so yay. What I think the issue is, and I'm turning the stuff off while I'm working my way out of here. What I think is the TV in Pastor's office does not support 1080p 60. That's what I think. So I've already disconnected it and it's not working. So yes, I know it's disconnected, but I just tested it. So what I'm gonna do, because I have to come back anyway because I ran out of conduit, I'm gonna have to find another Lowe's that has the stuff in stock. But I'm gonna move the computer monitor over here that's upstairs, and does it work? Because if it does work, then I know it's the TV. So we're gonna work on that. All right, so after this awkward setup, it is the TV, because I'm getting a signal here on the bare cable. So it's the TV. I gotta let them know that. All right, folks, so obviously this took a lot longer than I had planned. I didn't get a chance to really record, but it's what I was concerned about. So the other TVs worked. I re-pulled new cable, so it's a direct line. There are no couplers in place at all. Directly from the SDI splitter, the Blackmagic one, from there all the way to the youth room as well as Pastor's office. The youth room worked. It kind of fluctuated a little bit, like it was getting a signal issue and then it locked on. My mindset is, if it's doing that, the only thing I can think of is maybe it was the terminations. So I can go get these other RG6 terminations from Lowe's, since I got to go back there anyway to try and find some more conduit to go up and around the door. I'm also gonna put a box in between with Ethernet couplers there, so I can link everything together. There you go, Mr. UPS, almost hit me. Yeah, that was a pain. It was mainly that the TV couldn't support the 1080p 60 that was being sent. That was the main issue. Could I have gone around and played around and moved it to different frame rates on the ATEM? Yeah, I probably could, but then it introduces more problems. We know that there's no point in changing every single TV just for one TV in pastor's office to work. Worst case scenario, could introduce an up-down cross converter and then convert it into the signal that's needed for the for his office. That's a possibility. It all depends on what he decides to say about that. I am now heading towards my church, hopefully to catch everybody if they're still down at the church. I need to pick up a check from them because we need to get authorized to get all the stuff to move the cabling up under the pulpit. So that's another project that's going to be going on at my church, and we are investigating looking at getting laser projectors in the sanctuary. I don't know if that's going to be anytime soon. They did say that they're looking at getting a lift. The projector in the back of the church is not a problem. The one in the front, because they're right on the edge of the pulpit, that is their concern. Worst case scenario, it could be scaffolding. I don't know who would go up there with me with that. Or if there was some way they can get a bucket lift to come down the center aisle with an extension arm and lift up that way, that would work. I just don't know if that can fit down the center aisle. It probably could. But anyway, I am tired. Let me get over here to my church. Hopefully I'm gonna give them a call, make sure folks are still there, give a call to Pastor Goodwin, let him know what's going on, and probably by the time I do all this, it's gonna be time for me to get my daughter, and that's about it. Hopefully by now, I was actually also playing around with Restream, the scheduled stream. Today we picked a winner for the ATEM Mini November giveaway, and that video should have gone live. I haven't seen anything, so I'm about ready to log in to make sure it actually went live, because I was here the whole time. I had my laptop to check, but I was so busy with this stuff I didn't get a chance to look. So I will add some context to the end on if it did or did not work, because if it didn't work, I'm just gonna stream it again once I get back to my apartment, and we'll go from there. Alright, so pretty much what I ended up doing is I ordered a bunch of HDMI cables, because that's the other thing I forgot about. We had an incident at church where somebody ripped both ends of the HDMI cable completely off for our security system. So anyway, I took one of our HDMI cables from my camera upstairs and put that down there. So I needed another HDMI for that, and then I needed longer HDMI cables for Lebanon, so that'll be here Thursday. Worst case scenario, I'll just take some other cables that I have and replace the cables coming in with the ones that I take from my stash of cables around here somewhere. Tomorrow I gotta go to the doctor to get some blood work done, pick up a form for my daughter at her doctor. I got an appointment at a consultation at 1, so I'm gonna try and squeeze in what I can there. I got a bunch of emails from not doing stuff for like 4 days. Also, congratulations to our winner for the November ATEM Mini giveaway. I was testing out Restream Scheduler, and it didn't run my stream like I thought it was supposed to, so I just ran it again recently. I'd already had all my posts scheduled to post the winner after the live stream showed, I'm gonna have to do that again. Also, like I said, I picked up the check and ordered the parts for relocating all of our cables that are on our pulpit up under the pulpit. So that stuff is technically supposed to be here by Monday. So I need to mark off some time Monday to do some work at my church for that. I hooked back up the SDI splitter, the extra one that I took to Lebanon. So the Black Magic one is at Lebanon. I took the other monoprice one back to my church, and that's working. So that's fine. What else do we got going on? Need to get back up with Greater Works, but we're still waiting for some parts to come in. The Wildcat 8 just shipped. It's supposed to be here Thursday, I believe. So Thursday I'm supposed to be back at Lebanon to finish up everything, which while I'm on doing my blood work and all this other stuff, I'm going to be Lowe's hopping to find a whole bunch of conduits, at least buy 5 of them, just in case, so that if I drive all the way back down there Thursday, I can completely wrap up everything there. I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with a box. What I thought about doing is doing a 4 jack box under the floor, and then re-terminate some cables there, and then pull some longer cable. I mean, I guess the main thing is I just don't want to pull cable again. So I'm going to, I don't know, I gotta figure this out. Yeah, I gotta figure this out. Because this didn't really go the way I wanted it to. So worst case scenario, I'm gonna have to put a mounting box right under the floor where the network rack is, and then cut the cables from there, and then try and pull back as much as I possibly can to loop back over inside the sanctuary, and then run 4 more cables again. Honestly, if I do that, there's no point in me doing that. Well, most likely what I'm going to do is get a 4 keystone box, mount that right under the pulpit, cut the cable where it's going up into the rack, and then just pull all that slack back into the sanctuary, run it everywhere through the conduit, everywhere I need it to, then re-pull 4 more cables. But instead of going all the way under the floor, all I'm going to do is pull it from in the hole and pull the cable from the networking rack, and then I don't have to go all the way up under the floor, but I will terminate those with a boot and everything, and just plug that directly into that box, and then go from there. So hopefully that'll be it. But anyway, it's almost like all the day off of resting just got negated in one day. But anyway, we'll be answering emails and everything like that, and we'll be chatting with y'all tomorrow.